ready for your punishment, slave.
I sometimes scream out, no. When really they mean yes.
Yes, yes!
And this is why we have the safe word. Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
She's not a Christian!
Safe Word with Jason Rouse.
Hey, this is Jason Rouse, and welcome to the Safe Word Podcast. I'm here on a Tuesday afternoon here in Toronto, Canada, with my good friend Sam Easton. How you doing, Sam?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's great to have you. You're had.
Thank you.
You've been had, asshole. You got it.
Finally.
How do you like the dog?
I like the dog. She seems kind.
Yeah, but she came at you hard and heavy right out of the gate. Now she's been rubbing her on. Like, have you had any like peanut butter?
I have.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this thing loves peanut butter off of anything.
It's all natural though.
Oh, is that when you put your legs behind your head?
I stopped doing that.
So let's go back. 2000?
Yeah. At least or 99. Because there was that 1 week summer camp in 99.
Was it 99?
Yeah, it was in the summer.
That's
before.
Right. Like June or July of 99.
Yeah.
We went to a comedy writing program at Humber.
Yeah.
And I wanted to learn how to write television, and you wanted to practice your mime.
Yeah, my clown.
You're a clown.
Yeah.
Which is not, we did clown.
We did do clown.
We did do clown.
Yeah.
And a lot of the teachers didn't like us.
No.
No.
No, and these were famous teachers.
Yeah.
Dean Gilmore is a famous. Wasn't he our mask teacher?
Yes.
He
yeah.
was
We got Lecoq.
Yeah.
We studied Lecoq.
We studied Lecoq, and Dean got so sick and fed up with us. Remember, he wouldn't teach us anymore, and he brought us into the gymnasium.
Yeah, to play like
the ball game,
idiot games,
where you tag the person with the ball and run away. And the first person, Dean explained the game, and then Matt O'Brien picked up the ball, took 3 steps, and threw it right in Dean's face. Yeah, and Dean walked right out.
That's right. I forgot about that.
We never saw Dean again.
That was it. He got hit in the face with a ball.
Yeah. We never saw him again, and he didn't finish teaching us the last 2 classes.
Yeah, that was the last straw. He tried to direct our energy into some structure by having us play a primary game. Yeah. And what happened? Fuck you. We don't give a shit about your fucking mime exercises. You just took a ball to the face.
Yeah, and
he was a good teacher.
He's a brilliant guy.
He was a brilliant guy. Yeah. And listen, a lot of us came in hot and heavy into that program. There was a lot of nervous energy and a lot of misguided anger and excitement all at the same time. So sometimes you get hit with a ball. Yeah. Sometimes you get a pen up the asshole too.
That was the highlight. That was the highlight of the year-long program, right? 'Cause we were in that year-long program.
The first,
yeah. That was the highlight. To explain it more for our audiences, that whenever a teacher was so fed up with us and would yell at us for us to start, or if we were late, or if we were talking, or if we were doing anything, whenever a teacher would raise their voice and try to get our attention, Jason would drop his pants and do naked push-ups.
Yeah, I do naked bare ass push-ups.
Yeah, and they were a hit.
To break the stress of the room.
They were a hit. We loved them. Yeah, we loved them so much. We got laughs. The teacher would have to take a deep breath and go for a walk. Generally.
Yeah, because there's no approach to that. You can't. We're in comedy, idiot school. Yeah, and I'm being an idiot.
Which is, you should be rewarded.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you weren't. But we would laugh. So you probably did that. 30, 40 times, right?
100 times? Yeah.
40, yeah. Every time a teacher was trying to get our attention.
Yeah.
And then the very final show we performed, Alan Gutman, we were about 10, 15 minutes late. We were talking, and he yelled to get our attention. And so you dropped your pants and started doing naked push-ups. And Jamie Dressler's eyes lit up. Like he'd been waiting for this
Yeah.
all of his life.
It was very Sylvester and Tweety kind of.
Yeah, and I thought it was just like a Bic pen. But it was in your ass. Do you know what it was?
I think it was like a standard
Bic.
classroom
Yeah.
pen. Yeah,
Yeah.
a Bic pen.
And so he lit up and he ran up to you, and I guess he put.
He did an overhand.
Yeah. Oh,
Stab.
He put a left hand on your cheek just to have leverage.
Yeah, to move the cheek apart. My asshole. He exposed me.
Yeah, and then he stabbed you in the ass with a pen.
He stabbed me in the asshole with a pen, and everyone went from laughter to screams
It was
because they knew that pen was going to come out.
yeah, but it was the funniest moment of the entire year for me. I mean, I was rolling around. I couldn't even like for days later. I would just start laughing about it. There was no funnier moment. That was the highlight right there of the whole year.
Yeah, it was. We laughed so hard.
Yeah.
There was maybe about a half a dozen of us that kind of congregated together pretty regularly, and we were just really excited. And keep in mind, this is ages like, 19 to 50
Yeah.
was the program.
Yeah.
60 students, 30,
20 students.
20,
Really,
10 in each class?
Yeah. Yeah, because you weren't even in my group most of the
That's
time.
right. They did try and separate us.
Yeah.
They observed us over the first week, and they're like, these animals can't be together.
But there was like I wasn't getting enough out of the program, and I got more because I was an amateur comic. I barely had 2 minutes of comedy. I got more just following you to your gigs.
Yeah.
Because you were already headlining. You were already you were developed, and so we would go to your gigs, and you would also host amateur nights in Hamilton or Barrie or Ajax, and we'd get the group together and get on the old GO train. Or
Yeah,
whatever
that's
and go
right.
out there. But that got, and I've said that to lots of people who ask me about the program, that I got more just following you and going to your shows. And, and you would let us do 5 minutes sometimes.
Yes.
We would do poorly. But you
Yeah.
always, you never made us feel bad for it because we were just learning how to do it. And
Totally.
but I've told everybody that I got more. That was the most I got out of the program, was just following you in real comedy shows and real audiences. And
And we've had some cool people, like Cliff Nesteroff,
yeah.
yourself, me. There's like Deborah DiGiovanni, a few people that went on to do cool shit.
Yeah.
Giannis Pappas in New York. But yeah, so we did this whole year.
Whole year.
I got a scholarship, and then they tried to kick me out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we go and we do the final show in New York, and
Yeah.
everyone's having a little clarity, and wow, okay, this is over. This is what happened. And then there was some shit flying around at that bar. Remember when people were going up to the mic in that nightclub?
I remember I know I from that New York trip. I remember when you and I went to Hogs and Heifers,
Oh, that's right.
and that was and you weren't drinking. At
That's
all.
right.
You
They
were
made
doing-
fun of me because I ordered water. I remember that.
Yeah, you ordered water.
Yeah, I was sober.
Yeah.
And then I didn't be sober, and now I'm back not drinking.
Yeah.
It's been like 8 months now, 8 months, no booze.
Wow. That's impressive. I'm at like 7 or 8 months of no weed.
No weed.
Yeah, I stopped smoking weed.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
What were you smoking? Too much weed?
No, I smoked every day, most of my life, but it turns out that my sperm is a little moody.
Yeah.
And
I used to tell you that all the time. I'm like, I can feel it on my back, and they're not. They're very restless.
Yeah, and so my girl and I were trying to start a family, and it's just not happening.
Well,
So the doctor told me to get off the weed.
yeah, you got to kind of wring out the sponge
Yeah.
and give your body a half a chance.
I don't know what not drinking has done for you, but not smoking weed for me,
You're crying now. You don't have to tell me.
it's made me boring and annoying.
Yeah, try not drinking after 15 years.
Yeah.
I don't know how to even interact with people. Ever try and have sober sex?
Yeah.
Ew.
All my sex
Oh, that's
is
right.
pretty
You
much
have
sober.
someone in your life who really loves you.
And we're trying to start a family. I guess when you're drunk, your sperm just shoots off in all directions.
Yeah, dude, you open up between your toes. Like, I don't remember having web feet.
Yeah.
Do you ever slip in your own kids? Because you're having a drunk fuck, and when you throw the condom, it insides out and runs down a door frame or something?
Not yet, but I don't have any kids yet.
Oh.
So that's in the future. That's
Well,
down the road.
if I didn't have my abortion 10 years ago, I would happily hand over my baby to you.
That's beautiful.
But, you don't want a kid with a 7-inch forehead and, knuckles dragging. Because that's what I would have made.
a kid's a kid.
Yeah, yeah. Until you're out in public and people are throwing rocks at it.
Oh, it makes you feel better about yourself.
You want a haggard kid. Is there a particular gender that you're shooting for?
Yeah, Filipina.
Yeah. You don't really have a choice in that matter.
No, I don't care.
But you pulled a Jim Carrey and you married a comedy club waitress.
Yes, I did. She's worked her way up to manager.
Oh, she's managing?
Yeah.
At the Toronto club?
Yeah, the Toronto club now, but she was, when we moved back to Vancouver, she was managing the Vancouver. Started as a server there for 6 months, then became a manager.
She's the one who's been blocking my emails.
She's excited to have you in the club, man.
Yeah. By the way, I'm doing Yuck Yucks in Toronto this weekend. Yeah. And you're on
I get to host for you on
Saturday night.
Yeah, man.
That's the show.
That's a big
Two
show.
shows.
2 shows, yeah.
2 shows, 8 and 10.
8 and 10:30.
And it's going to be insane. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Plus, it's during the Toronto Film Festival.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get some spillover from people who are just sick of watching movies with subtitles and where the girl ends up eating a turd at gunpoint at the end of the film.
Sure. Silent film.
Is it silent?
Yeah, that one.
I always cry through it. So I'm the only one really hunched over in the theater.
Yeah.
You've done some movies.
I have done some movies.
I have not.
No, I've seen you in the movie. Remember I've seen you in the movie, man.
Remember a Soul Food? Is that what you're going for when I got raped?
No, yes. It was
Go lay down, Patches.
Patches knows rape is a trigger word.
The dog's tail flapped over his asshole immediately. Slam shut. I never heard a dog's asshole slam shut. I hope the dog runs between my legs and rips all this audio equipment right off. We could do a whole weekend at Bernie's here.
Yeah, the movie was like it was like a S&M.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I did do an independent film early 2000.
Yeah.
There's probably something on the internet. I did a film called Whipping Boy.
Yeah.
Where I played a very submissive weather mime who gets involved with a nun who turns out to be a dominatrix, and we have this relationship. It never got finished, I don't think.
It must. I mean, we watched it.
There was stuff that was shot, but that was ages ago. And then there was a second attempt at finishing it, and it never really came to light. But yeah, I did do a little fucked up movie. I hung on a hook in a dungeon for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Well, this girl put out cigarette butts on my face and peed on me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. And you wanted to go to Wonderland that week. But yeah, it was really weird. It was the first time I'd ever kind of been submersed in this full-on BDSM kind of lifestyle where I was in a very prominent and well-known dom in Toronto named Madame X. And I got to spend like a week in her dungeon. And it was no joke. It's not like a dabbling thing. There was cages on hooks that guys would fly in from all over the people of the world to live in this cage, hanging from a hook. All these different kind of scenarios. A desk, like a teacher's desk. There was a drain in the middle of the floor for all the blood.
Oh, Jesus.
No, I made that part up.
Oh, you had me.
You ever seen the movie Saw? Yeah. Think of that with a cum shot at the end.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, I did but you did a real film.
I did. I got to be in a few movies. Most of them were unwatchable. Final Destination 3 was the most fun that I had.
Didn't you lose your head?
Yeah, I die in a drive-through and chops the back of my head off. Implausible situation, but basically there's a car accident and I'm in a convertible and the engine blade of a truck pops out of the truck and the engine blade chops off the back of my head.
Like the here?
Yeah.
Oh, that thing?
Yeah.
And it hits you from behind. I know I've seen it, but it's been...
It's been a while, yeah. It came out in 06.
06. Okay, yeah. So
yeah, 10 years.
10 years ago. Sorry, I looked at you like, blink, help me here. I've had a stroke.
Yeah.
We're not getting any younger. How old are you now?
36.
36. I'm 79.
Wow.
Manolis is 158.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And he's still lifeguards.
He's still lifeguards. He just got his big wheel out of the shop.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
So
that's
we finished college in 2000.
Yeah.
And then I think I kind of hung around in the country for a couple of years, 2003, and then started going to England. And I think you'd moved to Vancouver.
I moved to Vancouver in
2004?
No, 2001.
2001.
Yeah.
Oh, you were gone. You're like,
Yeah, I was having trouble. Like I was like split middling, and I was having.
There's not the comedy community that's in place that there is now in Toronto.
Yeah.
Like even in Vancouver, like there was, the couple of clubs and a makeshift comedy night, maybe one in the city. Now there's a whole grid of.
Oh yeah, there's lots of work now, but the thing in Toronto was I was only auditioning for commercials, and I wanted to do film and TV, and Vancouver I thought would give me that chance, because I booked a bunch of commercials, and I didn't. It just wasn't what I wanted to be doing.
Yeah.
So I went to Vancouver.
It's nice to have those checks to keep you going.
Yeah.
If you can moderate, maybe get a really nice commercial, the dream, get that nice commercial to carry you financially enough that you can go and potentially make no money and be on a gig and not have that financial baggage going to the shows. But when you're broke and doing comedy in Canada, it is,
depression.
And there's, let's say 500 stand-ups in the country?
Yeah, pros.
Maybe about 500 pro comics in the country. Oh. That's better. Do you feel comfortable now?
I feel much more comfortable. I feel much better.
That's a weird noise for a dog's anus to make.
It's moist.
So what were we talking about?
500 comics. 500 comics,
500. And 50 make a living?
I think it's getting a little bigger now because there's more avenues of making money.
YouTube and
YouTube more, but also with our albums being played in Canada. And
America.
Yeah. There's a lot of comics who their whole living is just from checks coming from their albums. They don't even do live comedy pretty much, except to create more material,
content for online.
Yeah, so there's just more avenues, and there's more, especially with our dollar at 75 cents. There's so much more films and TV and commercials being shot.
Yeah, that's the upside of our dollar being so shit. Is a lot of the American work will flood into Vancouver and Toronto.
So I think, but mainly, I think the biggest difference now from now and 10 years ago is that the biggest difference now is that people are getting these checks, these quarterly checks, for their albums.
Yeah, I've been getting them.
Yeah, the XM radio checks.
I get $1 every year. and I have no handwritten letter that says stay away from my family.
I don't know if that's coming from XM radio, but the thing about stand-up is you need other sources of income. If it's solely live stand-up performing, it's a struggle.
Yeah. It's very difficult. But that's why I think this country produces top quality international talent,
Yeah.
What are some of your, favorite places to play and worst? Because from living out west that some of these towns you go to do comedy, they don't really want you there.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of and that's changing, but over the last, because I started
the internet is because the kids are watching stuff, building a rapport with their favorite artists, and then when they come, they've already got a backstory on who this is.
Yeah.
So it kind of cuts out a lot of the bullshit. You get boneheads that go there every week. I'm gonna fuck with the comic, blah blah blah. But then there's some people going, "Oh, we've been waiting for you to come here for like 2 years."
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, did you do this? And we remember this, and telling you about your own life.
When I started touring out west,
it's called stalking.
And when I started touring out west in like 02 to, maybe to 04, 05, a lot of these bars would hire comedy just because it was cheaper than a band. And they didn't give a fuck about the show.
Yeah,
and about
because
the
people
quality.
were selling it cheaper.
Yeah,
it's like, look, we can just put a microphone in here. You just, you'll make some money off the bar. It was a very kind of half-heartedly committed event.
Yeah, and that's been that's been changing. But starting out in Vancouver they were tough for audiences. I find Vancouver tough for audiences than any place in the country.
Yeah, uptight.
Oh yeah.
But from living in Los Angeles, the same thing too. LA audiences are uptight. I don't know when was the last time you performed in LA, but I'm finding the Vancouver, that whole coast, it can be a little uppity. I think they have things too good because of the weather.
Yeah.
They don't have any kind of rebirth at all in the spring. So it's just consistently upbeat, and it's like, why are you coming to the party and calling my mother a cunt? Well, maybe she is.
Yeah. Yeah. They get offended very easily, and they're better than you. They're sitting there judging you, and they're not there to enjoy comedy.
No, they're looking at it as some sort of moral graph. That's why I start off really hot and heavy and really let them know right out of the gate that they've all made a bad decision and that the doors are locked.
Yeah. Yeah. So starting out in Vancouver, it made touring, as soon as I got on the road, I was doing better than I'd been doing at home. Mm-hmm. So I instantly.
Yeah. Isn't that refreshing? Like when you drive an hour outside of the city that you've been honing your craft in, you're getting standing ovations and stuff that got moderate clapping.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, I've been fucking dying out here. You guys are killing my spirit. And now these assholes want to make me marry.
Yeah.
Married.
Married.
These assholes want to make me married. Hillbilly married.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, like, I started losing the high of touring on the road. That was something that happened to me.
Yeah, it's called getting older and going, you know what? What the fuck am I doing here in Saskatoon again?
Yeah. And
at gunpoint.
Yeah. And started losing the high. And so for me, I started gambling heavy because I was getting a high off of that. And so instead of going down to a Tuesday night open mic, I would put heavy money on some game and
have sex with a hooker without a condom, because that's what I call gambling.
That's real life gambling.
Real gambling.
Yeah.
In Haiti.
Yeah, yeah. But so I started doing that because I mean, part of the reason why we all got into it was because the high we got from being on stage was so incredible.
Yeah.
And when that started going away, it's hard for me sometimes to go out on these open mic nights. Like I have to push myself to go out on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and work on my new material. It's
because you want to do online poker instead.
It's not online poker. I bet on sports.
Oh, sorry. I'm not the one with the problem.
Online poker is the worst because it takes hours and hours and hours.
It just absorbs you of your whole life.
Yeah, betting on sports.
I'm just making up words. I just said absorbs you.
Absolves?
Yeah, absolves.
Okay, we can work with that.
Absolves?
Absolves. Yeah, you have.
Absolves.
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 Yeah. Absolves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think it's a battle. Like you stop drinking, I'm not smoking weed. It's
fucking end of the world, buddy.
Rough. It's rough,
If
man.
you said this out loud in the street, people would run screaming. Sam doesn't smoke weed anymore. Rouse quit the sauce. Run!
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a battle. It's a battle. It's a battle to find the highs, because now. So I think
a lot of it's foresight and planning. I think if you schedule, I'm insane with my scheduling, and I have to know what I'm doing literally 6 to 8 months at a time. Generally, I kind of work backwards from that, and every hour of every day has to be spoken for, or it's idle hands, and I'm off, hurting a dog or something.
Oh, that's horrifying. That's terrible.
So
I just need to be coming up with new stuff because one of the reasons why I came back to Toronto was that my material was just getting so stale, and I wasn't coming up with enough new material, and so I moved back out here because I thought it would drive me a little bit, being around more comics.
The pace is different here.
Yeah.
The pace is definitely different here.
Yeah, and there's so much opportunity to get on stage. I mean, you can get on stage 2-3 times a night, every night. But that's been the biggest battle is coming up with new stuff and going out to the shit rooms to run it and get it set.
Years ago, we even go to too many of these places for a long time, but after being in California and the limited amounts of stage time there, these, Einsteins on a Sunday's looking pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Well, also we would go to these open mics as a group back in the day.
Yeah, it was a little more communal.
Yeah, we have fun, and then we tag each other's stuff. And now it's me getting up, going alone.
It's a grind.
And and so now I've been doing it, hard since '99. I don't know all the young comics that are in the game, so I'll go into these open mic rooms and know nobody.
Yeah.
So that whole camaraderie, that whole fun, the whole when we would go to rooms back in the day, we'd go to the shittiest rooms in the city, but we were doing it together, and we knew we were in the shittiest.
We
rooms.
brought the show.
And it was way more enjoyable. So it's a battle right now,
It's always a battle.
Yeah.
It's always a battle. It's so tooth and nail just to get just some content and material that works well enough that you can generally and wholeheartedly love it and then kill it 12 months later.
Yeah.
So, but we got some shows. You're going to make a baby. If you ever need a babysitter.
Oh, perfect.
I know a guy.
Okay.
He's done some time.
Okay.
But he's really good with a tattoo gun, so.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I'm not doing kids.
No. What about face tat?
I might do face tat.
What do you think?
That's what happens when you're my age, when you don't have a family of your own. You get face tattoos.
I like it. I was thinking. I have no tattoos on my body. I was thinking a good starting place might be the face.
Oh yeah, well you're kind of missed the window on that because if you go down to Starbucks, the kids have started on their head down.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's so played out now. That's why I stopped getting tattooed below my elbows.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that I've even studied face tats. I heard that a lot of people get face tats to cover up, embarrassing marks. Like someone might have like acne scars here, so they might put a few swastikas.
Oh,
right here
to cover acne scars, 2 swastikas on the temples. Yeah, and it also gets you a seat on the bus when you need it.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. No more pesky job interviews.
No more pesky job interviews.
Yeah.
No more public servant. No banking jobs.
Yeah.
No nothing.
No one asks you for directions.
No, you'd have to buy your own company or country.
Either. I know it's hard to buy a country these days.
Really?
Yeah.
I got to talk to my accountant.
Do you have one?
No.
How do I?
I got to get one. I gotta figure some shit out.
Yeah.
But what do you got coming up next week?
Next week I've got a road gig with Brian Hatt.
Oh, Brian Fire Hat.
Yeah. Old Babsy.
Babsy.
Sweet baby Babs.
It's Brian Hat. Hey guys. I love Brian Hat.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart, man.
He'll be hosting one of the nights.
Yeah, he's hosting this week for you. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
So,
that's nice.
what do you want to do while you're well, I'm in town. You want to go throw rocks like kids and shit?
I don't want to throw rocks at kids.
You know what you do? You go, you get a big thing of French fries and laxatives.
Yeah.
You go down to the beach and give the seagulls all the French fries, and then their assholes blow out. And it looks like Armageddon, but it's bird shit. Picnics are ruined.
Oh, yeah. We got to wait till there's a lot of people because now the X is over. No one's down at the beach. Be making paintings of shit for nobody, man.
Maybe God will look.
Yeah, God's always looking. Do you believe in God?
No.
No.
Did you go to the X?
No. Oh, I did actually because I went to a Lions game. I went to a Lions Argos game.
It's a football game.
Yeah.
American football. Canadian. CFL.
CFL, yeah.
You follow the CFL?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I take a lot of heat for doing it. No one else seems to. But yeah.
How are the Hamilton Tiger Cats doing?
Good. They have the best quarterback in the league.
Oh, yeah?
Zach Caleros.
What color is he?
White.
Oh,
I'm
Christ.
sorry.
Well, that's not going to last.
Yeah. But yeah, if they're American listeners, the only difference really of the CFL. Well, we have 3 downs instead of 4, but also we have a thing called a rouge. That's the single point.
Is that when you run up to the field goal post and you hang a bra on it?
No.
Oh.
No, that's about the tamest image you've created in the last 4 minutes. I was waiting for blood. But yeah, the rouge, the single point, and we play in a wider field and a longer field. And
the Americans listening to this are going, "Fuck this guy," and it's not even college football to them.
Yeah, it's worse than college football to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. Not a lot of fans left.
You got a fleur de lis on your hat.
Yeah.
Is it a French Canadian sports team?
It was Quebec Nordiques.
Oh, it's a hockey team.
Yeah, it
I
was a
know
hockey
that.
team. Yeah,
So they do these reissue things
yeah,
for like people nostalgic about old hockey teams.
yeah.
And who's your favorite stripper in Montreal?
Oh, good question. I'd have to see them. I'm only into, older brown men.
Well, we've been on the road together, right?
Yeah.
Where was the last run of gigs that we did? Because I didn't know if you were pro or you had come to do some spots or what time frame it was, but I think we've done a weekend somewhere.
We did a lot of stuff when I was just split middling and just doing 5-minute guest spots. Because basically, when I left in 2001, you left shortly thereafter. Then I was in LA from like halfway through 02 to 06. Came back to Vancouver, and all that time like you were over in
Europe,
overseas,
yeah.
So
What? There was a question I was going to ask you. Oh yeah, because sometimes people don't like to be on the road with me. It can be a little rambunctious.
yeah. I love it, man.
It's never boring.
Yeah, yeah.
Some people, listen, my approach to boredom might not be complimentary to everybody involved, but when I get bored, things start to fly around.
Yeah, you start taking dumps. Man.
If I dumped in front of you?
Oh yeah. Remember our gag in New York was that whenever you'd take a shit, you'd always leave the door open and you'd always go, "Help me, please help me."
Oh, no.
I would do nothing, right? So like I remember when we were in Caroline's. We had a show there with the Humber show that night.
Oh, that's right, and there was nowhere to hide.
So no, but I was in the green room just doing my thing. But you were taking a dump, screaming, "Help me!" And I was paying no attention to it, just going about my stuff, playing my books, getting my shit ready, whatever. But then the janitor heard someone yelling, "Help me, help me," and came running in to help you. Yeah, he was. He's not too pleased.
No.
Nonplussed, man.
Nonplussed?
Yeah.
Is that French?
No.
Do you speak French?
No.
No. I love strippers in Montreal.
Yeah. Well, that's the real deal there.
Yeah.
I haven't even gone to a strip club of any kind in fucking, I don't know, 5-6 years.
I was just at one 10 minutes ago. I was at one while we were at this podcast. Okay?
I think, is that where you got the sound effect?
Yeah. Okay. That wasn't the dog licking its gums. It was me feeding some gums.
Oh. Wow, that's glorious.
Ugh.
What's your favorite strip club?
My favorite strip club? Probably that brothel in Slovenia where I ate the hooker at the end of her shift.
Oh, oh man, she's tired of it. Man. She's tired.
I just finger banged the dog's mouth. But yeah, that's what I do. I do comedy, and I go to see broken women.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. My life's boring now, man.
Why?
Well, I just I'm in a relationship.
We're settling in.
Yeah, yeah. It's boring. I think that's why I was gambling so much.
Looking for adventure.
Yeah.
Why do you call it Dirty Uncle Rouse up?
Well, you haven't been in town, man.
Okay, well, I might fly in for something like that.
Okay.
If I can help you ruin your life and everything that you work for, I might come in for that.
Okay, well, I'll keep you on lock, man.
What kind of, if I was going to marry, because I've had some bad luck.
Okay.
With the ladies.
Okay.
I think I might be real, I can't even say it. I can't even say it. All right, let's just think in the air.
Okay.
I'm gonna choose a wife. What kind of girl do you see me with subjectively? Because I go with the girl, the hurt one,
Yeah.
the 3-legged dog, licking its own asshole.
I've met some of your girlfriends over the years, and they've all been very beautiful.
Yes,
I think maybe
they're like Russian eggs. They're all pretty, but they're empty inside.
Maybe you got to go to the other side.
You want me to get a fat chick with a good personality? What am I, fucking blind? Let's try this again.
Okay.
What kind?
Okay. I don't know. First off, you need someone tough.
Tough?
Yeah, man.
What, a longshoreman with a cunt? Okay, all right. Okay, tough and what? Like personality-wise?
Yeah, no, who's just going to give back. So it just won't
That she's going to hit me back.
Well, I don't mean physically.
Oh.
But I mean, she'll give back, like she's not afraid.
She'll fuck from the bottom.
Sure.
Do you ever have somebody fuck you from the bottom?
I'm confused what that would be.
No, like you're on top
Yeah.
on whatever it is,
Yeah.
and it's fucking back up to you.
I've never been fucked, I guess. I guess it comes down to that.
I've gotten fucked a couple of times, so yeah. Where I was like, whoa, who's driving this bus there, fucking Larry?
Oh, no.
So, what, okay, so she's tough.
Yeah, so like, maybe like I don't know, like someone who's just able to fuck on your level, you know?
Okay, well, I got the bang part down. I just want to wake up in the morning and not want to scratch my own eyes out because my significant other is breathing.
Yeah, she'll need a day job.
Okay, she's work.
She's got to work
Independent.
Independent work.
I
from
need
9 to
independent.
5. Yeah.
Independent woman.
Yeah.
What age are we talking here? Easy? Easy.
I would say 30.
30.
Yeah.
Okay.
30-year-old women, they've gone through the
Yeah, I'm even willing to do 10 years younger than me. Like 34.
yeah. 30, 35 is a good age group. They've gone through the bullshit and they know what they want.
Okay, so she's independent.
Yeah.
She's 35.
Yeah.
What kind of career does she have?
She should probably be sort of in our field
Because you found your soulmate.
Yeah,
You got your lady. Like you're in. We're gonna do this. We're doing it to the full extent of you can in a relationship.
Yeah.
Serious shit.
Well, she lets me be me, and so I can do what I want.
You're already a winner. I
Lucky.
know how many girls have tried to change me.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. She lets me be me completely, which is like gambling on horses, going to horse track, drinking too much, all that stuff. She understands.
So
that,
I need an understanding.
Yeah, someone's gonna let you be you and likes that. It doesn't like what you could be.
That's what you are.
Yeah.
An asshole.
You're an asshole.
Sometimes I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I get a little crazy.
Yeah. Well, what sort of?
I can get very self-involved.
Yeah. So we all. That's
Emotionally unavailable. Insensitive.
Yeah, that stuff was all really funny to me. Those things,
But it's part of what kind of drives the comedy,
definitely.
right? I'm married to this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but being insensitive.
The wife would have to be the other woman
Yeah.
until I'd piss blood, but then I'd do the right thing and blow my head off with a shotgun
Yeah, but it's too
on
early.
our anniversary.
It's too early for that.
Yeah. We'll wait. When I can't bend my knees anymore,
Yeah.
I don't care if I got a shit bag hanging off me. I'll do a puppet show. I'll put googly eyes on it.
Sure. Nothing wrong with it.
Shit bag puppet.
Lost me bag show.
Old shit bag.
Yeah, there's your nickname.
Shit bag the puppet.
Yeah. And you could finger paint when you were done.
Yeah. Anybody want autographs? And I just a little Hershey kiss on the end of their nose with my finger. I dip in my little paint. What do they call them?
Colostomy.
No, the paint, the board, inkwell.
Inkwell.
My
Okay.
inkwell.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my puppet, inkwell.
You have a little feather.
Hello, governor. And it's just a shit bag with vegetable beef soup floating around it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you get squirmish.
They both work.
Squirmish?
Yeah. Squirmish. You want someone to, right? If I couldn't care less about it, it wouldn't be as fun to say it to.
No, I'd be throwing the ball through the window.
Yeah.
There's nothing to hit it to.
Yeah.
So she's independent,
She's independent. She probably,
not in entertainment.
no. But if she did work on film sets, then she would be gone for like 12, 14-hour days. You need someone gone a
Yeah,
lot.
she'd be giving head to everybody on set. If she's my wife, she'll be sucking everybody off.
Well, then she sounds like a keeper, you know?
No, I don't want her to blow everybody.
No? You want, okay. Yeah, I don't want my girl to blow everybody out.
No?
No.
You've changed, man.
No.
You don't want her to blow everybody. I don't want her to blow everybody.
Yeah. Some guys are into that stuff, sharing.
What do they call it? Cockling? when some guy watches another guy fucks his...
Isn't that
fuck his-
cuckold? Cuckold?
Cuckling?
Cuckold?
Cockling.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think that you need to...
I would cry if someone fucked my wife in front of me. Unless I had a gun, too.
Yeah. Or if you were 25, 30 years married to her and you didn't want
You're
to
like,
fuck her
I need a
anymore.
day off.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't watch.
No, you'd
I'd be looking... I'd say, why don't you go to the spa? Which means go to Larry's house and get fucking hole drilled.
Yeah, I've never been to that spa.
Never been to Larry's Hole Drillers?
Larry's Hole Drillers. Remember all the
He runs
jokes?
a landscaping company, but he'll fuck the shit out of you in his garage.
Remember all the jokes about the bathhouse there on Bathurst Street?
Yo, the Oak Leaf.
Oakleaf.
Me and Dave Hudson took a picture in front of that.
Oh, really?
Because we were laughing so hard. I go, this is hilarious. It's closed now.
Is it?
I've never been in.
Yeah, I've never
But I was driving past there with James Cunningham years ago. And he said, oh, my grandfather used to go there. And I said, oh, yeah? What a weird way to find out your grandfather was a big queer.
Yeah. Well, how else would you want to find out?
No, just some asshole is driving him home in your car.
That's the best way.
Hey, by the way, your dead grandpa's gay.
That's the best way to find out. I could think of so many worse ways to find out your grandfather's gay. A little knock on your door at night.
Or not even, just walk in. He's on all fours in a public bathroom.
Yeah.
Always singing the Tim Hortons song.
We had this horrible home here on Keel Street, and 4 comics lived there, and rent was cheap, and it was just fucking horrifying. Squirrels living in the roof, fighting and making.
Who was in the house?
Paul Meyerhog, Rob Pugh, and Brian Hatt.
Yeah.
Myself.
How many years were you guys there?
Not
3?
long. Fuck, it was all horrifying.
It was a ghetto house, or
Yeah, and Meyerhog was never there.
because it was a dump.
Yeah, and he had the best room, but he was disgusted
That must have
by the
hurt.
place.
Yeah,
And we always had a comic on the couch. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
It was the spider couch.
I've lived in. What do you mean a spider couch?
There was so many spiders in the couch, so anytime a comic would sleep there, they'd get eaten.
Spider bites?
They get bitten, and we would think it was the funniest
It was
thing.
probably pubic lice from eating out those prostitutes.
Yeah, no, there were no women allowed in the house.
No, because they had class, and the door handle was hot from the garbage in the sink.
We would always fill I shouldn't put this on, I guess. I would always fill condoms up with conditioner and leave him on Meyerhog's bed. And then when he'd come in, we'd tell him who fucked in his bed. And he would walk right up to his room.
Johnny Guardhouse was here.
But he'd literally walk up to his bed and then he'd walk right out the door. We wouldn't see him for another 4 days. And we would never tell, like I've never, to this day, I've never told him that was,
A fake.
yeah.
He's in England now.
Yeah.
So look what you did. You ran him out of the country.
Well, no, he actually lives in somewhere in Alberta. Him and another Carrie Unger bought a gym.
A gym?
Yeah, they own
Or a guy named Jim?
No, they bought like some sort of
CrossFit?
yeah, I don't know.
It's a weird way to come out of the closet.
I don't know what it is. So, but he works most of the time in England, and
Yeah.
then comes back to his fucking gym, I guess.
So you guys lived in that madhouse. Where was that? In Toronto?
Yeah, I was on Keel Street. It was just horrifying.
What are you paying a month? $300?
Yeah, it was $300 each, and oh my god, it couldn't. There was always cats getting fucked. You know, nonstop, nonstop. So Rob is a big joke about cats getting fucked. And we all got lots of material from living in this place, but
Yeah.
it was horrifying.
It's like Fight Club,
yeah.
you know. But you get a bunch of comics together. They're rejects.
Yeah.
And they've all come together. So you get a bunch of rejects living together. It's always a mental place. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's completely filthy all the
yeah.
time. You know, you try to keep. There's very few comedians that I've lived with who were tidy, but
Yeah. We only had one rule that you weren't allowed to answer the door.
you weren't allowed to answer.
Because we'd have like collectors and collections. And
Oh, really?
We weren't paying for hydro.
So you had to
or
call
anything.
ahead and book an appointment, like some high-end dental office.
Well, I remember people would come over, you know, because Meyerhog would just give his room out all the time to people.
Yeah.
You know, because he would never.
Yeah,
show
because
up.
it's a rat's nest.
And so people would be knocking on the door, and we would just be sitting there playing video games, and they'd
We
look through
live
the window.
here. Hello, my stuff's in there, and I got a gig.
Oh man, yeah. I remember Sean Lecomber was such a funny comic, and Sean Proudlove was already there, and Sean Proudlove sent an ounce in the mail for us. before he got there.
Mailed weed across Canada?
Yeah. We sent it to Brian Hatt, but added the third T.
Oh, like it was a
HATTT.
typo?
Well, just I don't know, it's so stupid. But Brian.
That was a misdirection? An extra T? Yeah. No wonder.
Yeah, and then when Lacombe came, we called him.
Fucking narcos over here. We just added another T, so we're gonna be fine.
We called Lacombe Old No Ounce because he didn't bring an ounce, and we just shat all over Old No Ounce all day and just said the meanest things to him. Made him clean the house and do all the stuff because he didn't bring any weed.
He never showed up with weed?
Yeah.
How rude.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a fucked up house, man. The squirrels would fight above me.
They'd fight above you?
Because they lived right above. Oh, man, like I would hear the.
They rented a room in the attic?
Wars. They ran the house.
A couple up there beating his wife.
Oh, fuck. It was. I wouldn't be able to. Like, but they'd be fighting. Oh, yeah, man.
The cats are fucking.
Cats are fucking. Squirrels were fighting and cats were fucking. Those were the best of days, man.
Yeah, you laugh your ass off. Well,
yeah,
we're gonna fuck some shit up this weekend, and so come down to the show if you're in Toronto.
Yeah,
or an hour drive within, and
yeah, it's gonna be great. Great to watch a headline, man. It's gonna be really fun.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
it's been a while, and Toronto's always been good to me. So
it's a fun club.
Do you got some things you want to plug? Do you got where can people get a hold of you? Instagram,
I got
Twitter.
one thing to plug. I have a web series that we haven't like officially released it yet or anything, but it's people can see it. I'm waiting for the 9th episode to be up and done before we do the
release
promotion.
date. Yeah,
but it's up. It's called Who Is Jimmy the Bag, and so it's on jimmythebag.com. Mm-hmm. And we have 8 episodes up there right now, but we haven't done the big release or anything like that.
Cool.
And I just play the big a UCLA does a contest to see who's the biggest douchebag in the whole world, but you can't be famous, and you can't be a politician. And I win the so I'm the biggest douche. Kevin Fox is second.
Oh, great.
And then it's just this guy trying to figure out who the biggest douchebag in the whole world is. And I'm just like a gambler, and it's basically just me, but a little worse. A little more homophobic and a little more sexist, and but yeah, the filmmaker wanted to do a series about the biggest douchebag in the whole world, and he wanted me to play it, and I was like, well, how do you want me to talk? And he's like, no, just how you talk. I'm like, well, what do you want me to dress? And he's like, no, just how you dress.
Well, that's cool. But then you're not like you can focus more internally on the character, and you know that the makeup and costuming, if the acting is shit, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I learned so much from this one because anytime I did anything silly, I would stop.
You tend to gravitate towards things that you're comfortable with.
But yeah, but I realized when anything would work, it was so real and legitimate. And then if you got silly or jokey, what doesn't work.
Yeah,
it's not believable.
No.
So it did really help me figure out when I do act. Just to make it as real as possible and don't be shticky and fucking silly and doing gags and stuff. Yeah. Because people see right through that. They know it's bullshit.
Yeah, and you're not Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but that's cool.
Well, you don't need to be in on the joke.
No,
and that's one the problem I used to have with acting was I was always, in on it, like being funny, being the joke, being silly.
Yes. You got to kind of work within the scene.
Yeah.
In that character.
And let the joke just reveal itself. Have nothing to do. You have nothing,
Reveal it yourself. That's what I say every time I go to the proctologist. You get my pants down and reveal it.
I still haven't gone before.
I haven't gone, but my dentist, well, I don't want to talk about it. Thanks for being on the show, Sam.
Thanks for having me, man.
And can people reach out? Do you have sameaston.com or?
Yeah, .org.
.org, cool.
Yeah.
And come down to Yuck Yucks. Nah, fuck you. Stay home and kill yourself. Bye.
Safe word! Safe word! Safe word! Safe word!
Don't kiss me on the mouth. Don't ask if you're hurting me. And if you hear the safe word, stop what you're doing immediately. Do you have pantyhose?